electronic. I keep clean. Thomas, what's up? Ready?
Very good and very ready.
CVD, live? Yeah. So, hello to you all, and thank you for coming to this wrapping up meeting for our cultural project named When ContempART Social. Finally, after 2 years, this is the wrapping up meeting, people. So let's not forget that this project was possible through funding through EEA grants within the Raw Culture program in Romania. And I'm extremely happy with everything that happened so far, but especially happy about the wonderful artworks you all created. Oh my God, they are utterly amazing. Finally, of course, the Norwegian art came to Romania and we received it very well, and we got to exhibit it, and it was really, really cool. And what I would like very much is, and hope all the artworks will change minds, hearts, and communities long time ahead. As you've seen already, I would like to start by saying that this event is recorded and live on Facebook. And of course, like always, let me introduce you to the wonderful 𝗪𝗂𝗪, which is a Norwegian. It's not just a Norwegian artist, it's just the Norwegian artist. And also our partner in this project. Hi, 𝗪𝗂𝗪, what's up?
Hi, Bogdan. Hello, everybody.
𝗪𝗂𝗪 will be leading the discussion with the Norwegian artists, but we can all interfere and have our sayings because, well, it doesn't matter, Romanian, Norwegian, you are all artists. So that's the most important part of the story. And before discussing about this experience, let's see the online art gallery. Finally, we've been working at this virtual art gallery for so long, and we will start with the first room, but also with a little bit of a note. While you discuss about your experience in this project, or what would you like to leave behind, please do not say the names of the people living with HIV with whom you talk to, not their real names. Like you can say other names, but not the real names. So this is the online art gallery. Basically, this is what the people will see when they will enter the online platform. And in the first room, we have a lot of artists, Adrian Bundiu, Sorina Vazelina, Bogdan Kazacinku, Fabian Greenberg, Eva Lotta Sandberg, Daniel Roșca, Simon Langeland. These are the artists in the first room, the artists with whom we will start the discussions. So basically we can go to Adrian, because I know he was, well, he doesn't have so much time to stay with us tonight, but I think he has a lot of things to say. And I would like to ask him, in general, what does an artist feels like knowing his or her art could change an entire perception about a specific group, in our case, the people living with HIV.
I see. So, hello, first things first. And second of all, I'm really sorry, but I will have to be quick because I'm trying a new stage in my life. And that means I'm in Munich right now. I'm having a new job and hopefully everything will end well for me. I don't know, we'll see. I'm so sorry that it's going to be on a rush, but I will try to be brief and fully focus on the issues that we have here. So basically, in regards of your question, Mihai, so it's a game of perceptions, right? And at the same time, each tomorrow could bring us to our possible futures, even if we have HIV or not, you know? So basically, when I made these works dedicated to the project, my main focus was to try to create a channel of observation so that we can actually have a better glimpse, to say so, into the lives of those that they are living with HIV. For me, it was a focus on the Romanian groups. I had the opportunity to speak with 3 different persons that they were so kind and nice to me in the way that they shared the story, and it was uncovered. It was like the crude story of it, you know. And I think this is the most important thing, the honesty of them, the fact that they wanted to share their experience, and the fact that they offered me the chance to show this to others, you know, and to try to create a new perspective on the audience. Because when you see the audience and you see it in a gallery, it's important that they communicate with the pieces of art that they have in front of them. So if what they are seeing is honest, and it's like the reality of it, you know, the chances for them to, maybe some of them, to leave aside the stigma or to leave aside that sort of frightening mode that they have when they encounter someone with HIV, you know, those things could be changed step by step, not from one single you know, flash moment, but they could be changed in time. And I think our duty as artists or as cultural I don't know, people, is to try to offer a better perspective, a channel also of observation, as I said before. So basically, those 3 paintings that you can see in the online gallery, they were made with a mixed media technique, focusing especially on gunpowder. Is a technique that I've been working since last 3 years, and some other fire techniques, and the rest of it it's acrylic and just charcoal. So those three paintings, for me, they were like a conceptual way to try to express the way that the evolution of someone which has HIV transformed himself, and the way that it provokes the others around him or not. So basically, this is what is happening right here, but it's in a very conceptual way. So maybe there should be a better explanation to it. Yeah.
Actually, we have all the explanations there in the online art gallery. Of course, well, maybe not that much information, but if you click on the artwork, then look, a window will appear with your interview, your bio, and everything related to your artwork, at least everything you said to us. If people would like to talk to you more about these artworks, they can find you on Instagram. And thank you very much for being here with us today, and I hope to see you soon, because we have never seen each other with either of you.
In this
right?
lifetime, we will. I promise.
We have to, because it appears COVID is over. So, well, we have the war now, but that's another discussion. Yeah,
that's for sure. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you so much for the opportunity and everything. And I hope we'll meet in person. And I hope maybe the exhibition in Norway will happen, or maybe other projects will appear in time. And it was an empowering experience for me as well. And I am truly honored that I was part of it. And I hope everything that we did in this project will have an echo that will change, and it will improve the perceptions of others, and it will have a positive impact on those which have this this issue that is not the end, could be a new beginning, and could become the story of a lifetime, but at the same time not the whole story. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much. And now I would like really bad, I don't know if you would like that, Shocker, but I would love to see a comic book. It's there, Sorina Vazelina. I can see it. Yes, that's the one. Hello, Sorina, ești aici cu noi? Are you here? I can see you, but I'm okay. Hi.
Sorry, I don't know why yeah, sorry. Hi, I'm here.
Oh, nice background. I kind of know it from somewhere.
Yeah, you might recognize it.
It's this one. Yes.
Yes.
The wonderful, this was a wonderful art, a piece of art from Sorina, and we've displayed it here and we tried to display it all, because people now, they have the possibility actually to read everything in it. And I think it's better like this than maybe a PDF or like another sort of document. So the same question for you. How do you feel knowing that maybe a person or many person who will read this, your artwork, will change his or her perception about the life with HIV in Norway or in Romania?
Product is coming out as a book also, right?
Yes, actually, this one is also printed and we have it, and we are not giving any copy. Well, maybe we will negotiate. So how do you feel?
Hi, well, it's a pretty overwhelming thought, but I guess this is the reason why one takes on a project like this, because you try to channel your energy into breaking some of the walls of perception that people have in their minds or their prejudices. And yeah, it's a scary thought, but it's an also encouraging thought. And I hope people will change their mind about what it's like to live with HIV, or what it's like to be trapped in a loop of trauma and suffering. I'm pretty overwhelmed seeing how you've expanded the whole comic along the walls. I didn't expect to see it like this, especially since there are a lot of cartoonists like Daniel Close, who says that comics are not a medium which is created for galleries or this sort of exhibition space. But yeah, it's nice to see it wrapped up along the walls like this. Sometimes I do wallpapers with my comics.
See,
yeah,
it looks really nice in this online art gallery. And what is amazing, and sorry for interrupt you, is that people worldwide will actually have the possibility to look to all these creations. So everywhere they are, if they are interested and want to see something about what you did in Romania, they can enter and read it, and that's going to be amazing from my point of view. And is there anything to tell to your public about your experience in this project?
Yeah, I really have to thank you for giving me the chance to work on this project, because speaking to Harald, the Norwegian person I got a chance to have a meeting with, and also to some of the Romanian persons I contacted, it changed. I mean, it's not the kind of project that you just try to change other people's minds. It actually changed my life in a weird way. And yeah, I have to say I'm really grateful for this opportunity, because it was a humbling experience, first of all. And getting to talk to a therapist and getting to look at what psychologists dealing with trauma have to say about the issues of trauma bond also helped a lot. As I came to realize, a lot of the people who are dealing with HIV and the stigma, they're confronting a lot of hurdles, a lot of I guess they struggle with a lot of boulders that society brings in front of them, or yeah, I'm just using a metaphor. It's very hard for them to break through or find a person they could reach out to or talk to. So I hope that maybe this comic encourages them to look at their problems not as, I don't know, something that they cannot overcome. I hope it helps sort of break down the issues that they're confronting in the same way that I was able to break down some of the problems I was confronting, in realizing how I could tell this story and how I could make the audience empathize with the characters. Because the Norwegian part of the story is let's say, the positive aspects of how you can overcome the difficulties of living with HIV, whereas the stories I found in Romania echoed a lot of the hurdles that have been systematically broken down since the 90s. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, thank you very much for having the faith and open-mindedness to let me roll with the subject and find the people I had to interview. And yeah, it's not every day you find organizations that enable you to have an open discussion and let the story grow and unfold in an organic way. So yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity.
We have to thank you all for being part of this project, because we wanted to see if in the past artists took this team and made something with it. And actually, there were not so many artists who did that, but now we have 15, which is amazing. And it's a strong base for all new artists who would like to make art, starting from a social theme, let's say. So thank you, Zarina, for
Thank you.
your artwork. And I know it's displayed like that on two big walls that I think people need to see it, need to read it, and need to understand the story behind it. So thank you.
Thank you.
And now we are going to go to Norway, and from Romania, 12 points are going to Sasha Fishbane. And I'm going to let you discuss with Fabian Greenberg, Eva Lotta Sandberg, and Simon about their wonderful artworks.
Okay, we're going to start with. Oh, I know this one.
Yes, it's actually yours.
You can just point on it, just switch on it, and you're gonna get zoom in. So, oh, I know this guy too. Okay, Simon, we can be with me in the end. I got only one. Hi, Simon.
Hello.
Hi, how do you do?
I do well. I'm good. Thank you.
It's Bogdan, can you switch on the photo so it's going to come out? Can you zoom it in? The jury in Norway love Simon. He make aquarels, and the details are crazy. And for me, Simon, I'm going to let you talk. I just love it, but I let you talk now.
I can talk. That's okay. Hello, everyone. I made 4 watercolors paintings, which is 4 mixed medium ink drawings and watercolors, based on my interview with the HIV-positive Romanian. So I tried to put his story into a broader context, like into a context of Romanian society and culture and mythology. So the artworks kind of reflect Romanian culture, history regarding the HIV epidemic, because Romania have a big challenge with HIV. And I tried to read up on Bucharest and Romania and how the HIV pandemic began in the 80s. And I read that a lot of children got HIV in the communist era orphanages. So I tried to make reference to that in some of the paintings. But this first one is actually based on the ballad 𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗪. And the second one here is based on more like political history of Romania. So I based it off the communist past and tried to paint out like 𝗫𝗫𝗪𝗔, the old dictator, and then tried to put in references to the HIV epidemic, and how the communists changed from ruling Romania to becoming like the new era capitalists of the 21st century. So it's like putting in the story of my interview subject into a bigger like conceptual frame with Romanian history. And this here is more about, we can call it stigma, like how Romanians with HIV face different stigmas like fear, prejudice, hatred, and so on. So try to sort of paint in the positive and negative aspects of stigma. So that's one of the last ones, and it's based off like Romanian mythology, which was sort of depicted like the world was based on 3 pillars in ancient Romanian mythology, and then the world was on top of these pillars. And that's like some old religious folklore from Romania, which I tried to like make like an inspiration for my artwork. And we can go to the last one perhaps, which is called Should I Stay or Should I Go? Which is more like my interview subject mentioned, many Romanians leave Romania. It's like the biggest diaspora in Europe is actually Romanian, like the biggest, you can call it immigrant society in Europe is Romanian. And that's kind of interesting. And my HIV positive interview subject has also left Romania for a different country. So he is too part of that diaspora society. And I try to paint out like it's a feat or performative act to stay in Romania and live in difficult circumstances, but also a performative act to leave Romania and go elsewhere to try and live a better life in a different part of Europe, perhaps. So all the 4 paintings are based a bit off Romanian politics, mythology, history, and so on, but always centering around my interview subject, like the main.
And a lot of research.
So
I love them. Thank you very much. I was like, oh my God, the entire Romanian team was like, oh, look at this one. So we have to have them all, but they are only 4. So we will have to organize a competition.
Another project.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Thank you.
Are we moving to Fabiana?
Yes. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see some photos, black and white photos. Yeah.
You're going to be served. Plenty of photos.
Now please serve me some very beautiful photos. Yes.
Here we go.
Hey, Fabian.
Hi.
Hey.
What should I shoot?
Yes, Fabian actually went to Romania over the COVID, just on the edge of in between, but it was mess. And he actually is quite skilled in going to messy places, no matter when and what, and get some information. He's good in fishing. So yeah, explain us about the fishing.
No, the fishing, all the idea came, I got kind of a documentary approach, in my work. So I wanted really to go to Romania and meet this person, which we had a talk on Zoom first. And basically we befriended and came down there. And all the challenge is, after talking with him, is he didn't want to be portrayed in some, like in photo, you will show a face or something like this. And here he didn't want to be. So all the idea was to show and to understand why you didn't want to show your face, because it's still this problematic, like when you got HIV in any country, sometimes you feel like you don't want to reveal it, and still it was all the approach. And in the same time, he wanted to say, you can see some diptych, and he wanted to say some personal message about himself in the same time. So all the idea was following him in his daily life and having him writing those messages on those boards and never showing who he was really. But in the same time, we're showing who he is. So it's a series of, I can't remember now, I think it's 12, 14 black and white pictures of this person living in his apartment down in Romania, going to work, going and walking, doing things like stuff he likes to do, what he likes to be, what he's trying to enjoy life, doing a lot of different stuff, and this is what we try to do together, because we kind of talked a lot together. We spent, I was there for 5 days, so we spent a lot of time together doing, talking, and we came with those ideas together, in fact. So ended up in this series. You have questions?
We're going to have question after. We're going to have open discussion. I personally love the photos, and
for
yes,
example, this one is like he's really like he feels really at peace with himself, but there's also contradiction as well, because in the same time he needs to hide himself still. And we like, you know, we living in a world now. You shouldn't do this. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be afraid to show. In this, I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming us, or like all the other people who got this prejudice about people who are having HIV. And this is all the point of this project, which we try to do together. Him and me.
Indeed. So we have how many photos, Fabian?
14.
Now we got 14, yeah.
14 photos.
Yeah,
But I think,
photos.
but I think Fabian did a lot of photos while he was in Romania.
The lot, yeah.
Yeah, and I think what's important is to say also that these photos were discussed and negotiated with the person you visited here in Romania.
Yeah.
So that's kind of very important for me also. Thank you. I am very emotional with regards to this series of photos, because it's like the real life of the person living with HIV day by day.
To be honest, it was the first time really I spent time with a person with HIV, because even me, I was a little bit reluctant, you know, or not reluctant, but I felt a little bit, but after spending time, you know, it's like, you know, is what he's saying. He's at peace. I'm a person, you know, don't be afraid to take my hand. Don't be afraid to do this. He had those simple messages, but they're important to say. And we tend to forget about this, you know. We do tend, and it's important to say it back, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, Fabian.
You're welcome.
Where are we moving to now, Bogdan?
Yes, we are going to see Eva Lotta's timeline now, because we need to see a timeline. We need to see the entire history in Romania when it comes to HIV. So this was it. And oh my God, this was a really big piece. It was so big. We had so many issues transporting it from the framing firm to the exhibition place in Romania.
You need a special car, right?
Jesus, yes, because it was like extremely big. I didn't actually.
How big is it, Eva-Lotte?
3 meters long, almost.
Yeah, and 120 or 120 broad, I think. Yeah.
But 3 meters long, almost. That was the problem.
I'm sorry.
No problem. So how do you feel about it?
Yes, it's for the first thing I have to say is that I've walked around this exhibition since I got the link, and I'm so impressed by both, you know, all the pieces of art, because when I was in this discussion, when people showed their early works, I was, you know, I didn't really get what people could, you know, approach, or what they could, you know, get actually produce in the end. But I think it's so beautiful, and it was exciting to try to manage the buttons. You know, I was woo back and forth in the room because it's hard to walk digitally, but it was a really, really nice experience to me. As many of you know, I had a little bit of short time making this, so I had to, you know, cut all the bigger plans, and that was, I think, the hardest thing for me, because I really wanted to integrate sounds and more, you know, like you could walk into the timeline personally. But what I did was I connected with a graphic designer and a friend of mine who's an artist, because I thought she had some pictures that I really felt that they kind of connected to this subject. So they are integrated in the picture. And we started by producing a digital piece of art, and then we painted and drawed on this one. And I know it's big because we had to have a big room while producing it. But it was so nice because it also became physical. We were lying on the floor and we had cats running over the picture while we were working. So it was a really physical experience to actually do the finished work. I also bought some news photos from the bigger bureaus. So because I wanted to put some photos that maybe people in Romania knew from the media, like known people. So it kind of grew bit by bit. I knew what I was going to do, but I didn't know the details. And now when I read Doctors Without Borders telling me that it's 38 million people in the world living with HIV today, you get very humble that you can actually have the time to dive into this subject and try to understand both on a personal level and also society level and at the worldly level what this is about. I'm not there, but I'm still curious, and I have been connecting it a lot, I think, to other diseases that are also shameful. I mean, for example, in Norway, I think the most shameful disease you can have is psychological diseases. People are hiding, people are not telling when they go to work. People feel that they are kind of transmitting their own depression to other people if they talk about it. It's something about the same. So this is a big thing, being a part of enlightening people that if you come to a situation of being ill, you should have the right to present yourself in society anyway and be a part of society, and people should understand that whatever you are struggling with, this is the life we share.
Nicely put, Eva. Thank you.
I'm so humble. I'm so grateful that I got this last ticket because this is also a new beginning of me making this kind of art, because I have been working with different things, as you know, and mostly when I walk into the art door, I do theater and performance. So this was a big trip for me as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, and you made it within a very short time. It was incredibly impressive. I was overwhelmed, I have to say, because like, wow, when I saw it, to be honest, it was like, wow, in such a short time. So now start to make a lot of art and less journalism and activism.
Yeah. And up next, we have Bogdan Kazacinku. Yes, we do hear you actually. Perfect. And here are your 4 series of paintings.
O să vorbesc în română ca să fie și mie mai ușor.
He will speak in Romanian and I will try to do the translation. But întrebarea către tine, cum te simți ca artist? Să știi că, uite, cineva vede opera asta și se uită și citește ce ai vrut să transmiți cu ea și schimbi percepția omului despre viața cu HIV în România.
Da, ideea e că lucrarea asta cred că a fost ultima pe care am făcut-o sau penultima. și se leagă de povestea pe care eu mi-a fost prezentată de Einar și am încercat să redau prietenia care a fost prietenia care s-a format, de fapt, strânsa legătură cu cei apropiați. Și de aici am încercat să realizez într-o formă abstractă acel sentiment.
I am translating it in the chat.
Ok.
Le scriu în chat în engleză. So you can say it in Romanian and I will write there in English. Vrei să le spui celor care văd operele tale de artă cum a fost experiența ta în proiectul ăsta? Că până la urmă cred că ai început și tu, ca mulți dintre artiștii cu care am colaborat, și anume poate un pic de la zero, la modul la care nu știați sau nu știai foarte multe aspecte legate de ce presupune viața cu HIV în România. Și atunci cum a fost experiența asta? Că ai aflat multe lucruri, presupun.
Da, chiar am fost... De aia și am făcut, de fapt, 4 lucrări, pentru că n-am putut să mă axez doar pe o singură poveste. Am vrut să redau exact tot parcursul prin care Einar a trecut și mi-a fost și mie mult mai simplu, știi? Și am simțit o oarecare conectivitate cu povestea lui, că exact când am făcut lucrările, am avut și eu, am trecut prin COVID. Și exact atunci când le-am făcut, parcă simțeam oarecum că prin ce a trecut el, doar că nefiind la fel, dar am simțit așa o oarecare legătură. Acum mi-a fost destul de ușor așa să încerc să redau, că în timp ce îmi povestea, eu practic îmi făceam legăturile în cap cum aș putea să redau anumite lucruri prin povestea lui. Și a fost doar o chestie de doar să le pun pe hârtie și atât. Nu a fost deloc complicat.
Cool. Thank you very much for being here with us today. All your 4 artworks are in this online art gallery, and if you click on the painting, you can actually see all the information you need, and depending on the painting, you will be able to read that specific painting story. So thank you for being here with us in this project, 𝗂𝗲, and I'm really happy with this outcome. And they are amazing artworks, and yeah, I do really appreciate it. Thank you.
Mulțumesc mult și eu.
And now another big one, another very big artwork, but amazing. Oh my God. Not this one. This one is very big and beautiful, and
it's 80 on 80. It's not my biggest one.
We are going to see Daniel Zroșca's hand, the red big hand, which is okay. Here, in front. So this was a very big hand you made, Daniel. It was about 1 meter and 80 centimeters long, right? And it wasn't that heavy, but we need to, or you needed to figure it out, a way to actually exhibit this artwork in Bucharest, because the walls, we couldn't put it there on the walls. So it was really challenging. O să le spun și în română. Daniel a realizat această mână care are 1,80 m înălțime și a fost foarte greu de montat în București. Până la urmă,
Da,
Daniel
da,
a
da.
venit cu soluția, a venit cu un stativ și a montat-o și el o să vă povestească ce este cu mâna asta pe care o vedem acolo, care ar da noroc cu noi. Ia.
Hi everyone. Can I speak in Romanian because it's more easy for me?
Do it.
Ok. Da, mâna care se mișcă este cea care își dorește, nu atinge și nu... Este foarte complex. Am ajuns la acest supliciu, ca să zic așa, prin mai multe discuții și gânduri. Am fost foarte intrigat și foarte dezorientat la început vis-a-vis de discuția pe care am avut-o cu omologul meu din Norvegia, dar conștientizarea situației și m-a condus la anumite elemente fizice, ca să zic așa, legate de obiectul în sine, cu care s-a cuplat practic holograma pe care o vedeți acum în video. Ea cea care este practic o viziune asupra situației celor care au probleme cu acest virus și nu numai.
Dacă ar fi ceva să le spui oamenilor din public care văd această operă de artă legată de experiența ta din proiect, care ar fi acel cuvânt care ar trebui să fie acolo, out there, când văd această mână impresionantă, mare, roșie, cu hologramă, cu alice, că până la urmă are și o alice acolo, pe care nu știu dacă nu o vedem noi aici, dar în realitate și în București ea avea și o alice care se învârtea și cumva...
Da, o elice, da.
Da, o elice mă duce cu gândul la faptul că mereu când un om seropozitiv, o persoană care trăiește cu HIV întinde mâna, parcă cei care nu trăiesc cu HIV îi văd la mână, la încheietura mâinii acea elice, care parcă s-ar învârti și ne-ar zdrobi dacă l-am luat de mână, l-am salutat. Uite, iată că aici se vede și elicea.
Clar. Da, este momentul de fricțiune între ei și ceilalți. Contactul fizic, practic, este cel care rupe toată realitatea. Și da, dorința de a da mâna cu cineva pur și simplu din prietenie, cunoști pe cineva, atingerea este un impuls natural al nostru pe care trebuie să-l avem vis-a-vis de absolut toată lumea, fără să ne fie frică. Fără să conștientizăm că, da, poate că eu știu ce virus are sau ce poartă pe mâini sau poate că nu contează. Ideea este că trebuie atinsă. Iar religia aceea care se învârte, da, este un element care perturbă puțin privitorul sau, cum să zic, privitorul live. Dacă ești în fața ei și zgomotul practic te atinge puțin. Dar până la urmă cam asta ar trebui să fie. Oamenii să nu mai respingă, să nu mai aibă tot felul de gânduri ascunse vis-a-vis de cel din fața lui. Pur și simplu să înainteze și să observe, să discute și, eu știu, să nu se volatilizeze așa pur și simplu.
Mulțumesc tare mult. A fost o experiență în sine eu am văzut-o la locul unde a fost depozitată lucrarea și am zis că în realitate, adică când am văzut-o, nu mi se părea atât de mare precum a fost ea în realitate, dar mare și amazing. What I just said is that I was really surprised and shocked how big this hand was in real life, because I've seen it in the place where we stored it, but then I got to see it in real life, and I was like, oh my God, this is so big. How we're going to transport it and exhibit it? It's in Bucharest, but we've managed because Daniel found a way, and we are really happy to have these artists around us who really want to help until the end, you know?
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you to you all
You're welcome.
from room 1. We are going to go now to room 2, actually.
Are you skipping on me, Bogdan?
Oh, how can I?
I was so insulted now. I could not take it anymore.
You are an amazing artist, and because you're so amazing, we've added your artwork right at the beginning of the online art gallery, because this whole project started with you, and you are there at the beginning. See?
Actually, the whole project started with Mona. Let's face it. You know, when we think about it, we forgot to mention it. But we're gonna go to the thanks in the end. I just want to be very short because I did not get commissioned to make a painting, but we had agreement with Bogdan and Alexandro that I'm gonna give one painting. And then, you know, when you're running, you are the project manager, you see all the aspects of the project over 2 years. And I was thinking a lot what to do, because it's very, very tricky. You know, I see all of your amazing artists, the Romanians, the Norwegians, and I saw everything, include the application that got and didn't got in. And then I start to sit with myself in the studio and think what I want to say, because I really didn't have I had so many inputs that I didn't know where to start. An English friend of mine sent me a photo of the most advanced photo of human cell, and somehow it stumped me. So I just put a canvas and try to disconnect from everything. Don't look at the macro, look at the micro. And I just try to describe the human cell. Of course, that it's not even close to a human cell. It is so detailed because it's crazy how complex we are. And that was the approach that was the most intimate thing for me, because every person, every HIV positive have to experience this whole world of all this. It's enormous. So one human cell, so many details, every patient, every person that was interviewed, every person that have to experience these things is a whole world. And that was the reason that I made this painting. And that was my more expression from only my side, without the connection to the, you know, I try to disconnect in the studio from everything and think like, what is the right thing for me? And that's the thing that came out of it. And that's was my input out of it. And that's all. And we can move forward. Thank you very much for your patience.
Thank you. Thank you for the explanations. And yes, you have it there, and it's right at the beginning of the art gallery. And now we go to room number 2, and I would love to see that red velvet material of Catalina. I can see it from here. Look, oh my God, we've traveled all the way into the art gallery. Catalina, bună.
Salut.
So here it is. It's the 3D scanned version of your artwork. I'm not sure you've seen it like this.
No, it's very nice made. I like it a lot, how it looks there.
Yeah. Yes.
I cannot see myself now. I don't know if the image is fine.
But we can see it.
So, because I'm on the iPad, so okay.
So how do you feel about it? Imagine a person will go there and actually sit on that chair and will feel like the person you talked to exactly in the moment when that person got once diagnosed.
I hope that the people will go on the material and will sit on the chair, because this was the purpose of the work. That the people experiment also with the physical body in the present moment, the emotion that the person with with HIV in Norvegia was experimenting when he found out his diagnosis. So for me, it's very important that the work to be exhibited, maybe not only in museums or galleries, but also maybe in a village, I don't know, and people to go there and to walk on the material and to feel the material and to read the words and also to sit on the chair and to sit and to have a moment and to try to experiment this red velvet, that it is around, and in a way it is safe. I mean, I wanted to transmit this sensation of safety, that this kind of diagnosis could be also safe for people, also for people that are living with it, and also for the people that are living close to someone that have this diagnosis. And yes, for me, it was important to transmit this. And also, I think that it was a challenge for me from the beginning, if to apply for the project and to think to make a work about it, because it was very sensitive for me. Like, and I know it has a lot of history on it and a lot of, I don't know, stigmatization and so on. And I think I was thinking like 3 weeks before applying, I mean, do I have something to say about it? But anyway, the interview with a Norwegian person was very richful and very inspiring for me, and very, very important. So that's, from there I got the inspiration and the, I don't know, the courage, and so that's it.
Thank you for your courage to do this. And yes, it's really amazing, especially the color of the material. It's really catchy and attractive, and you want to go there and to actually understand what is it about. So thank you very much.
Yes, I hope so.
And up next, we're going to talk to Madalina. I'm seeing
Hello.
you.
Hi, everybody.
Here it is. How do you feel? Like Sorina, you are displayed on 2 different walls, because there are so many creations, artwork pieces, and we've displayed it all on all walls. So so everybody can see it, and also the plastic is there. The exact plastic you used at the physical exhibition in Bucharest.
Yes, nice to see it.
So how do you feel knowing that a person will come and actually see these artworks and will understand how it's like to live with HIV, like wrapped in plastic? Because that's your message, right? People living with HIV are feeling every day like they are wrapped in plastic, and they have to socialize, to touch other people, to, I don't know, shake hands in plastic, basically.
Yes, and it's not comfortable. Actually, I think everybody can imagine this period with COVID and think how is to communicate with mask, with gloves. So living with this plastic wrap, social plastic wrap, is not the most wonderful way to live daily. I thinking somebody will change his mind, or will be affected, will have a self-reflection moment. Watching my artworks bring me the satisfaction. My artwork achieve his goals. And also I saw during of the process of the project, I debate with my friends, with people which help me with pictures, taking pictures, posting for me, was interesting to see his perspective too, and I felt I already influenced people in that moment, because they go home, debate on this subject with their friends, and their friends debate with another friend, and so on. And yeah, I think the fine arts have to do his social job, to put a question mark to everybody which see, and also have a self-research, to introspect and to empathize. I think this is the most important, because we have knowledge about HIV, about COVID, about a lot of things around us, but I saw in interaction with people around me on this subject was hard to empathize and say, okay, I understand, but they doesn't come too close, that doesn't touch the subject emotionally. And slowly they wrap this social prejudice and say, oh, I see your points too, or oh, I see these people points also. And yeah, it was happy for me to see this reveal and this acceptance. Thank you very much for being part of this project, and I like very much how my artwork born organically from the idea, from the concept, and slowly I feel very supported and very comfortable to work in this medium, and was very nice to see my colleagues' artworks and their vision. Yeah, was nice. Thank you.
Thank you very much, actually, for being part of this project. This was a very nice idea, and the plastic thing, yeah, it was just I don't know, it made this concept like very unique, you know. And when I've seen the plastic in the art gallery, I was like, okay. So we have a lot of plastic here. And thank you very much, Magdalena. Now we go to Norway again, talking with Thomas and Fredrik. So Shakar, please do the honors.
Okay, we're starting with Thomas and Jorge, right? Yes, Thomas?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi, would you like to represent your work?
Yes.
Please.
So, yeah, Jorge couldn't be here, so it's only me presenting this work. And we have done like a dance installation performance that was filmed and then edited together a little bit. We wanted it to be like if you were watching, sitting still and watching a performance. So we're not working a lot with different angles and in and out. So it's more like you're viewing a performance as you see this. And we are both dancers, and we actually met like 1.5 years ago. And we started to practice pole and dance together just as a playground to discover movement. So we are pretty new together. And we were just about to discover something that was unique to us, and this opportunity showed up. And Jorge presented the idea and we applied. And yeah, we're so happy that we were selected, really happy, because it was so new to us to express and create together in this way. We did the interview, and what we found challenging in the beginning was that for our subject, he was so positive to the whole experience. And we tried to dig deep and find the nuggets, because we're both dramatic and we love to go into dramatic matter and express and move into darkness. So we didn't really get there with our interview subject. And it was more about his journey and how he, in one way, his approach to life was from the start, he always knew he was positive and he could deal with different kind of situations in a more light approach than many others in society or in his life. So I asked him, what if you would take your gender identity, your sexuality, and HIV and all of that away, and you just close your eyes, and how would you describe yourself? And he said, like a flower, a lot of color. So that became the basic idea, or the starting point. How can we create something around that? Not saying that a lot of people go through trauma and a lot of stuff, but what was unique for his journey? He decided to move abroad. He decided to because he had the opportunity and the support. So he chose to do something different with his life. And it was more in a flourishing way. So our project is perhaps more philosophical in the way of something that starts slow, destructive, perhaps unconscious, and becoming more and more conscious of oneself and the possibilities and opportunities that we have. And then what are we choosing to do with the possibilities or the opportunities that we have? And in this case, for him, it was like a no-brainer to choose himself out of that situation. So this is more on a broader perspective. How do we deal with challenges in life with what's available? So it's more about him flourishing in life despite of the diagnosis with the HIV. So yeah, I guess that's what it's about. It's about the flourishing process that we all can have, and also that today it's not a death sentence for anyone with HIV. So it is different, and you can live a very good life, and many people are, and many people are not as traumatized as others. So I guess we wanted to go really deep, dramatic, but in the end we were happy to create something that was more lighthearted because it's new to us too. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Thomas. It is quite amazing. Actually, I remember when we saw it first time, actually, Mona started to cry when she saw it. She saw the sketch, and we were amazed when we saw it. So I do recommend to go into the link and definitely have a look, deep look into it. Quite amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Who is next, Bogdan? Mr. Frederick and Vanya. Hi, Frederick.
Sure do.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Nice. Hello, hello.
Yes, Frederick, maybe you just start. Sure.
Yeah, what we made was a short film. And it's a film where we're trying to take you inside the head of someone who has just been diagnosed with HIV, and all the questions that person might have, the whole emotional roller coaster, questions about, you know, life and love and family and all the things that just, you know, flow through you when you get that piece of paper or that message that you are have a positive diagnosis. And so we tried to visualize that pain in a way. And I was a little bit worried in the beginning, or I started to questioning how strong the visuals should be, because, you know, it's a topic that you have to treat with respect, but at the same time you have to be honest and real. And that is what we try to do. We want to open up your mind, and we don't want to answer every question, but to let the visuals and the sound inspire something inside you and to make you think a little bit. So I traveled to Romania and I filmed a lot of stuff. I wanted to capture the real life there, the people, the places, the parks, the buildings, birds, everything, because I wanted to contrast the questions and the pain that the person was expressing with the daily normal life. And so the trip was very inspiring. And also another thing that inspired the film was in the beginning of this project, we had a meeting, a Zoom meeting with a person who was HIV positive. And he told us about his life and his struggle and not being able to tell people about his diagnosis and the pain in that, and his family. So his story helped directly inspire some of the specific visuals and also the voiceover. So what we hope this film can do is to, as I said, inspire people to talk, because I think the most important thing is to be able to talk to people and to not have the stigma there, and to not shut down and people be afraid to talk about it, to open up and to burn the mask, as we show in the film, to let the past be the past and just be strong and to believe in yourself, and also try to open the eyes of society, the people who are not affected and don't know what we're talking about, who don't understand what someone who has gotten a positive diagnosis is going through. And hopefully with time, society will slowly grow in a direction where the stigma and the fear will slowly die, as maybe more young people who grow up with this environment and these discussions, they take over society slowly, and we can get a better future, hopefully.
You've been using projectors over naked bodies, right?
Yeah, that was one of the effects where we, because I had so much imagery from Romania, we thought it was a great idea to project some of the visuals onto a naked body, just to illustrate the, again, just to further get the point across of what we're talking about. And it can, yeah.
I think it works amazingly good. They filmed the body in my studio, actually. We almost had international incident, but Vanya tried to take the Romanian flag from the ass of Łukasz, literally, because it was filming like that with the projecting, and we had discussion.
We tried a lot of stuff.
We did a lot of crazy, but I think that the movie is very poetic, to be honest.
Thank you.
And you don't need words to understand what's happening there, and I love it personally.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much, Fredrik.
And I just want to say, thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of the project and to do something like this, because it's completely different from what we usually do. And so it has just been an amazing journey, and thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. It was our pleasure.
Thank you for the wonderful words. And yeah, it's an amazing short film with a lot of detail and a lot of meaning, I would like to say, in it. And what I'm going to do now, because I can't sit on it anymore, I'm going to let all of you to have the link to the online virtual gallery we are seeing now, so you can all go in and see your own artworks and read about it and see it on the wall. And that's actually the film of Marius Lupoian, The Balcony, and this is room 2. And also in this room you will be able also to see other artworks of Daniel Țăscă or Andreea Chirică, Diana Munteanu are behind Alexi, if you can go behind. Yeah. And I hope you like it. And until we will wrap it up, I would like to ask another speaker to announce something very important, because guys, we've made these artworks, we've presented all of them here in Bucharest, and now everybody worldwide, they have it online and also in Romanian and English. But it's important for the Romanians to see them in the near future, all of them. So that's why I asked today here with us 𝗂𝗧𝗧. She is the national coordinator of the Sexual and Reproductive Health Department of the Federation of All Medical Students Association in Romania. Oh my God, that's such a big name. And 𝗂𝗧𝗧 will tell us what will happen with these artworks, the physical ones.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Bogdan, for making such a fancy introduction for myself. My name is 𝗂𝗧𝗧, and I'm the National Officer for the Standing Committee on Sexual and Reproductive Health and Rights and the Federation of Medical Students Associations from Romania. And first of all, I would like to thank Bogdan and the 𝗪𝗵𝗲𝗺 Association for the opportunity that they provided for us, and generally the opportunities that they provide for us and for our volunteers. I want to say that I'm really thankful for the artworks from tonight, and that I had the chance to see them, and that honestly for me this event was really emotionally intense. I would like to tell you firstly about a project of ours. It's a really big project that we've been working on for almost 3 years now. It's called the National Week of Education for HIV Prevention. So this year we are having the 3rd edition, and it will also be the 1st edition with in-person events, which will take place in Iași, which is the city where I study. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of changes for this year's edition. And we thought that it would be actually a good idea to bring this absolutely amazing works of art to Iași, so more people can see them. And we will organize there also an art exhibition. I'm sorry?
No, just keep going.
Okay, we will organize an art exhibition there as well. And I think that it's really good for for people in Romania to see, for more people in Romania to see these artworks. And especially I believe that for my city, where not many events, especially art events related to HIV associated stigma are happening, this art exhibition would really be a grasp of fresh air, and also an eye-opener for young people, because I think that you all know by now that in Romania we have a really big problem with HIV associated stigma, access to medication, and stigma in all of the aspects of life, not only in the social aspect, also in the medical field. And I think that opening the eyes of the medical professionals, medical students, but also doctors would really help the patients. And I think that art is a really powerful tool to change minds and to open eyes and hearts. Thank you, and I can't wait to have the event happening in Iași, and to bring all my friends and my colleagues there. And yeah, this was my speech, and I hope it was a good announcement for you, and that you're all as excited as I am.
We are really excited to understand and to hear that all these artworks will actually be displayed in another city in Romania. And our plan is every year these artworks to go from city to city, because we have 12 medical student associations in Romania, and all of them are in different cities. So that's going to be amazing, actually, for all these artworks to travel around and people to actually understand the story behind them. So I think that's a really good news, and it's amazing. This Medical Students Association agreed to host them in every city. Thank you very much to you all for being with us today. This was it. Starting from today, the online art gallery is promoted through Facebook ads, which means that a lot of people will actually go inside of it and see all of your artworks. Around from 500 to 1,000 people each day will enter to see it. So that's good news also, isn't it? Because it's not going to be only with us here. You've made such an amazing thing, and people need to hear about it. So everybody in Norway and in Romania is more than welcome to actually see it and read all about it. Thank you to you all. And Shakar, if you want to say something at the end of the meeting,
I want to say a very short thing. I was last week in Oslo in 𝗏𝗏𝗺𝗏. It's a very famous museum, kind of, with HIV exhibition. And I'm very happy to announce to all the artists still, you're still alive. You're still alive, because I saw so many dead artists or old artists, and no one of them planned to make exhibition about HIV. But this is, I think, one of the only exhibitions that were planned to deal with the subject, like directly, that I saw till now. It was an amazing exhibition in Oslo, but I think that we're coming with very different angles and different insights to the subject. After 2 years of a lot of research and a lot of me myself, I've been learning a lot over the process, and I really admire all of you for doing that. And I hope that we will, as Bogdan said, we're going to continue to exhibit it and develop forward with that. So thank you very much for joining and being part of the project, and let's hope that we're going to be in touch in the not long future from now. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And our prayers are with the Ukrainian people, which these days are suffering a lot due to the Russian started war. So let's pray every day for the war to just end. Thank you again for being here with us, and see you all soon, online or offline. Kisses. Have a lovely night.
Bye-bye, Romania. Bye-bye, Norway. Good night. Bogdan, are we still online, or it's all the world with us?
Yes, I'm still here actually, but people are going